I am in El Salvador today. We're on vacation, but this is not how our vacation began. It began a little bit more like this. Today is the first day of our family vacation.
Yeah.
We're in the car. We have traveled, we've been driving, I guess, about 7 hours. We got slightly delayed because shortly after we started out today, which wasn't until about 11, I'd asked my husband if he could put the dash cam on. You know, always like watching car accident videos on YouTube. Thought maybe we'd catch some. Well, it wasn't working, and he thought maybe that we need to buy a new one because it was just old or whatever. And then he realized that his phone wasn't charging either, and that actually nothing that came out of the cigarette lighter chargers was charging. Two-prong, we have two that have one, and we have one that has four. And we have two cigarette lighters, so we switched them all around to see if we could make that thing work. That was just not working, no bueno. So we stopped at Canadian Tire, and I pulled the fuse out, and the fuse was busted. And actually, we have 3 outlets. One's in the very back of the van, but there was only 2 fuses that said outlet. So I pulled one out, it was busted. He went into Canadian Tire, they didn't have them, we had to drive over to Benson Auto Parts. We went over there, we got a multi-pack of different fuses. We needed a 15 for this particular fuse. We put it in, put the little charger things back in. They look like they're working for about a second, because one has a light, and then they stop working. And then I pulled out the second one also, and the 2 ones that said outlet, both were burned out. And we went in there to get a whole package of 15s, and we did not put the one with the 4 plugs in. We just tried the one with the light, so we could see right away if it was working. It worked in the one, it worked in the second one, and then we have another with just a single. So we just plugged those 2 in. We think probably it's not this one. It's probably the one with the 4 plugs in it that is just screwed up somehow. It's burning out our fuses, so we're not going to use that one. 8 hours and 58 minutes left of this road trip, so we're not even quite halfway there. And it says we're going to be there at 4:30 in the morning at this moment. Well, this was our second stop. We just stopped to get gas. Our first stop was just a bathroom stop. My husband says he's good to go another hour or so, or we'll see. 650 is what we've done so far.
One tank of gas.
On that, well, that's the tank of gas. It's a little bit less for the road trip because I think we drove around town a tiny bit with the van after I got gas, but it's pretty much right on. So 650 for a tank for this van, this 2009 van.
and it suggested we had another 80 clicks on it.
Yeah, and it looked like we had another 80 clicks to go on the little electronic thing.
That's pretty good.
But you don't want to risk that on the highway because you may not find a gas station in the 80 clicks. We have probably more food in this van than we have other stuff at home. We have more bags of food in the van than we have of clothing and our other things. So yeah, we had to move a few things around. A lot of snack food. Well, we did get some healthier stuff. We made tuna fish sandwiches.
I hate that.
Which Lawrence doesn't like. I have.
You can have the carrots.
There's grapes. There's carrots. There's tomatoes. There's cucumber. Yeah, all Lawrence's favorite vegetables.
We got meatballs.
Oh, we got meatballs. We do some healthy things, and then we got chips and chocolate bars and stuff too. It's always tough with this long road trip with 3 kids, but I guess we're suckers for punishment? Something like that. We'll determine how bad it is by the 11th hour, or 15th hour, whatever it takes, right? It's the 30th of June, so it doesn't get dark till late, so.
Most of the traffic seems to be gone too.
Yeah, we had a lot of traffic in Ottawa. There was an accident, so we had come across some accident traffic there. But once we got past the accident, we're fine. But coming out of, we didn't go into Montreal, we took the Highway 30 around it. But once we hit the 20 after that, it was a lot of, I wouldn't say anyone was driving the 120 all the way through. It was a lot of stop and go here and there. Yeah, the weather's nice. It's not too hot, 24 degrees. And you know, beautiful scenery going on here. We're almost to New Brunswick. Lawrence said he really liked this cloud. He asked if it was heaven. But this is the under construction divided highway, that the last section that was between New Brunswick and Quebec that wasn't done all the time I've been in Ontario. This section of the highway has not been completed. It's a divided highway part. There's a good section that's completely done, and then you go back to 1 lane, and then we're just on a divided highway section again, and now we're back to 1 lane again. So this is the part of the highway they've been working on my entire life, pretty much. New Brunswick finished their divided highway part back at least 5 years ago. We came through here in 2018. This was done, and New Brunswick is completely all done. There was no more going past, Gagetown or the Great Big Potato, or the world's biggest potato, whatever that thing was. The world's biggest spud, I think it was called. Like there's a lot of work to be had here. Like they're cutting up the mountain to put the road in, you know, like. So this is the last big part to try to get this
Where's the big machinery?
country into the divided highway world. I have no idea, but there's a lot of these bridges they have to do here to cross these rivers and whatever they have. Rivers and brooks and train tracks or whatever's out here. But yeah, a lot of road work out here. A lot of money being spent on the highways. Here's some of the machinery that's working for the road. We haven't driven through here since 2018 when we came through on the bus. And we took our time. We actually spent part of the night, the first night, in somewhere, Quebec. Somewhere off the 40. And then we went to PEI. There's more construction equipment. Yeah,
where all this stuff is.
Yeah, we went to PEI to spend time at my uncle's place. And he fixed the stairs. He welded the stairs of our bus. All these hills. This guy's breaking it. This guy's brakes, riding the brakes.
Don't do that.
Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Why you forced me to go on the brakes too?
Yeah, he could have just let that go. But anyway, we're chugging along here. It would be nice when this is all done, but I don't know when we're going to see that. How many years in the future for that one? I don't know.
Come on, man.
Saint Louis de Haha. That's the name of the town. Well, it was big. Peter built a factory here. Not really. Maybe it was a factory. I don't know.
We'll just dub it.
Garage. 22 million. Yeah, I think that's what it said.
$500 million.
Wow. Yeah, highways aren't cheap.
But I must say it's
back on the divided highway.
It drives really well.
Yeah, it's divided again here. It keeps flipping back and forth. So it'll think in a couple of years this should be done.
Now it's sort of estimating that we're at 600.
Yeah. So that's telling us how much our fuel mileage is, and these long highway trips is the best fuel mileage ever. Plus, we got the air intake hose fixed, and I do think there's an impact to the fuel consumption when the air intake hose is actually not full of holes.
The duct tape was full of holes.
The duct tape was no longer sticking to the holes that were in the pipe. So yeah.
Yeah. Well.
So now that the fuel consumption's a bit better, it's going to be good because tomorrow apparently Trudeau's raising our carbon tax, which makes the gas prices about $2 a litre, Mum said, for Nova Scotia.
Lovely.
Yeah, beautiful. Thank you, Prime Minister, for trying to break the country in so many ways. Financially is just one of those ways. 36 clicks to Brunswick. Yeah, look at this. We're going down this 7% incline hill. It looks pretty amazing over this whole little town.
On the left.
Good, nice view of the water over there.
Yeah.
Welcome to New Brunswick.
So that's 9 hours and 15 minutes.
9 hours, 15 minutes to get to New Brunswick. We arrived in Nova Scotia at my parents' house at 5 a.m. and took a very long day off the next day to rest and recover.
Don't forget to hit the like button.